This is some tough acts to follow, particularly coming from a guy who is happy to have a shower once a week for the last 4 months. Sarah, you in particular, you definitely have a bright future. It was a pleasure to listen to you speak. My name is Rory Fanning. I'm a graduate from the University of Notre Dame. I was looking for some representatives this year from Notre Dame, but didn't see any. Unfortunately, next year for sure. After 9/11, I enlisted in the 2nd Ranger Battalion and did 2 tours of duty with the 2nd Ranger Battalion in Afghanistan. And that is where I met Pat Tillman. I was coming out of the field after a month of sleep deprivation and food deprivation, and like any ranger heading out of the field, I was heading straight to the bar on Friday night. On the way to the bar, I looked into a coffee shop, and in that coffee shop, I saw 2 guys sitting discussing a paper. One was Pat Tillman, the other was his brother Kevin Tillman. So I decided the beers could wait, and I walked into the cafe and I sat down and I introduced myself. I had met Pat briefly, I had seen Pat briefly in training, but I went down and I sat and chatted with Pat. What struck me about Pat not only was his incredible listening skills. I mean, Pat was one of the most engaged human beings that I've ever met. When you were talking to him, he was listening to you, and you were the only person in the room. Also, he was an incredibly well-read human being. Pat had any topic you can imagine. He had read and written a paper about with his brother. Him and his brother used to write papers and exchange with each other for fun. So on a Friday night, I was a little shocked to see that, and it was wonderful to sit down with Pat and really learn from. In Ranger School, there's an 80% dropout rate, so 20% go on to make it. On numerous occasions, I remember Pat putting his arm around someone who had just fallen out of Ranger School, someone who had not been able to tolerate the conditions of Ranger School. He put his arm around him and relayed his story about how he had to sit in his rookie year. That to me was stunning. I mean, and it's something that inspired me 4 months ago to set out on a cross-country journey. I've been walking for the last 4 months, sleeping behind cemeteries, behind Waffle Houses, in small patches of woods. Actually, the Pat Tillman Foundation called to ask if I'd present this award, and I was in a small patch of woods behind the McDonald's eating ramen noodles. So forgive me if I look a little unkempt today. But, and thanks for the support, Coach Jack, I appreciate it. Oh, so, as for those last 4 months, I've had the distinct honor to walk and to see the public's reception to Pat and his sacrifice and his memory. This country is starving for selfless leaders, and they're looking for people like Pat to come out of the woodwork, and that's why I'm walking for Pat Tillman's foundation. Pat Tillman Foundation is run by those who knew Pat Tillman the best, so they have made it their mission to look for kids, high school kids throughout the nation, who exemplify the same leadership qualities Pat had. So I can think of no more noble cause than to honor Pat Tillman's memory by walking across country and raising the $3.6 million that Pat gave up for the pain and toil of a greater cause. So, with that being said, I wanted to say one thing to Coach Stallings. I'm in Paris, Texas right now, Coach Stallings, and Jack and Billy from Royal Barbershop wanted to say hi. I went in there to get my neck beard trimmed, and he wanted me to say hi to you. So, without further ado, I think we can present the award. Thank you.
Again, the award we give the recipient, wonderful piece. I want to read to you what it is. The Pat Tillman Award is presented each year to a player in the East-West Shrine game to recognize character, intelligence, sportsmanship, and service. More than a football award, this honor is about achievements and conduct on and off the field. Pat was a great American. This award is presented to honor and remember Pat as a stand-up athlete, a dedicated student, a strong family man, and a patriot. It's more than just a game. Now, the fun part of this, and the recipient has no idea who he is, I'd like to announce who that winner is, ask him to come up, and we want to have Rory present the award to him. I'd like to ask Colin Mooney from the United States Military Academy to please come forward.
Colin, it is one of the greatest honors of my life to present you the Pat Tillman Award at this dinner. Congratulations.
Oh, wow. This is amazing. I just want to say thank you to everyone. And Pat Tillman is one of my heroes. And he exemplifies what it is to be an American, what it is to be a soldier. And I think that's serving others as a soldier. And I think that's what this whole thing's all about. And I just want to say thank you to the Shriners and to Rory and to Pat Tillman's family and his foundation. Thank you very much.
That's as good as it gets, folks. Andy, your turn.